My concept for tuning the drums is I like to keep them the same. I find they're more balanced that way. I think they sit better when you're playing double bass drum. When you're playing little fills, not necessarily a consistent pattern, although I think that's better when they're tuned the same. But it's when you do a little fill, which I often do, you just put in the two kick drums. To me, when they're sounding as close as you can get them, they feel more comfortable. Mind you, I might look at this video in a few years and look down at my 18-inch bass drum and my 26-inch bass drum and say rubbish. But for now, that's the concept, and I've stuck to that for quite a few years. As you can see, I start off tuning the bass drum by having it laying down on the floor, and then I start off by just tensioning all these up finger tight. You might notice that I use key rod tension rods as opposed to T-bars. Various reasons for this. It's often you get the bass drum tuned how you want it, then you have to pack it away in a case, and invariably you've got to move a couple of the T-bars. And also it does avoid people's trouser legs getting caught in them and all sorts of other things that tend to get caught up. I just prefer these. It's a lot neater. It's a lot easier to tune. And then once I'm satisfied that the head is laying on the shell, okay, I then just start tuning. Keep pressing the center, making sure that it's sitting nicely. And basically just tune until I get all the wrinkles out. I've got a few little wrinkles up there. Okay, and then once I've got it tuned fairly evenly, I then put quite a bit of weight on it to really stretch it out. It's a big head, and there's a lot of glue that needs to be unstuck. Once I've done that, I then tune it a little bit more. Make sure there are no wrinkles. Another one up there again. There we go. And then to really settle the head in, I find the best way of doing this, it's such a big drum, it's going to take ages for it to play in. So I tend to use this little technique. Just lay it a bit clean. Make sure there are no razor blades sticking out of the sneakers, and then give it a good stretch. Haven't been through one yet. And then once you've done that, you can then turn it up the right way. I just so happen to have a pedal handy, which, by the way, I use very, very loosely. The spring is very loose. Pop the pedal on. And then come around the front here. As with the rest of the kit, this is the only drum I actually really damp to any degree, but I keep it to a minimum. I just get a towel, preferably a hotel towel. I don't know why, they sound so much better. Sheraton, actually very good. And then I just roll it up in a special sort of croissant shape. Put a little bit of gaffer on the towel, then lay it in. And then use gaffer tape to keep it attached to the head. And then in go the spurs, and on goes the front head. Again, I don't use a hole in the front head. I put the mic inside, tension the head up, and try to leave it as live as possible.